I'm going to tell you about 555 plus neighborhoods in West Delray Beach. The first one is Delray Villas. Delray Villas has 5 sections. They consist of villas. This is section 3. The villas here are four under one roof. In sections 4 and 5, they are 2 together, and some of them have a garage. And section 1 are single-family homes with a garage. There's a community pool, and a few sections have their own pool. The driveways for each one can hold 2 cars. Those villas in the front are only 2 wide, but they're a rarity. And the pool for this section is behind the trees across the street there. As you come out to Via Flora, there's an old age home across the street. In order to live in a 55 plus community, one person needs to be 55. The second person doesn't need to be 55, but you can't have any children under 15. In some communities, that's 18. Most of these neighborhoods were built between 1974 and 1980. There are many higher-priced communities interspersed here, but the good thing about Delray Villas is the HOA fee is low, so after your initial output, doesn't cost much to live here. The HOA takes care of your lawn. It's good to live in an HOA community, which means a homeowners association, because there are rules and regulations. People can't turn their house into a fix-it shop for cars, or an Airbnb, or anything that might bother the neighbors. This community is not gated. When you have a gated community, that raises the HOA because you have to pay for the guard. So across the street here is section 1, section 2, Delray Villas. Along the right are rental apartments. This is Delray Villas 4 and 5. As you can see, they are single family or villas connected 2 by 2. Each one has a single family garage. Every once in a while you have one that has a bigger garage. This is Palm Greens. Palm Greens has 2 sections. This is the older section, 1. Along the left there used to be a golf course. The golf course was sold to a builder, and they're putting up a new community called Delray Trails. And then Palm Greens will become a gated community. The clubhouse will be renovated to be able to contain all the extra people. In Palm Greens, there are either single-story condos and they're connected four in a row. There's one little section where you have some two-story condos, very rare model for this community. These are coming up on the right side. So the condos are either ground floor or second floor walk-up. Second floor walk-ups are becoming obsolete as more and more people have trouble walking up the stairs. This is section 2 in Palm Greens. Pretty much the same. Either single-story condos or villas, or second two-story. And there's also a golf course on this side where they're building. All of the courtyards in this section are named after palm trees. This is High Point. High Point consists of 7 sections. They're all villas. They are connected 4 in a row. There's only one section where the units have washer dryers inside, and that's section 3. The rest of them have a laundry room in back, which is shared by 4 people. But you can put a washer dryer in your villa if you want to take up the closet space. So this is a pretty nice place to live because the buildings were spaced out a lot. There's green lawns in between. Each section has a pool and a small clubhouse. The HOA fee is relatively low. Parking spots are usually right in front, so you don't have to walk far to your car. Every once in a while there's a unit where you have to walk down a sidewalk and around a corner, but that's the exception to the rule. They offer bingo games at the clubhouse, tennis, shuffleboard. Each section governs itself. The HOA covers your roof and the outside of the condo. Water, internet, and cable TV are included in the HOA. High Point is located along Military Trail or along Barwick. That's a little map to show you. Right now we're driving through High Point 1 and 2. If you take a right, you get to section 3. In section 3 also there are some units where they have high ceilings and people make lofts, so you can make a 1-bedroom villa into a 2-bedroom villa. And these are really centrally located right in the middle of Delray, so it's hard to find a place where you have so much land around. I'm showing you some of the ones that have high roofs, high ceilings, and room for a loft. This is what they look like. And so that concludes High Point. Now we're coming up to Coco Woods. Coco Woods is a neighborhood comprised of single-family homes. They are not cheap. At the point where I'm making this video, I've seen prices fluctuate 75% in either direction. So, I mean, they were 75% lower, and then they increased 150%. So these are single-family homes with a garage. Some are on a lake. You have a yard. There's a small clubhouse with a pool. The HOA is very low, and you have quality of life here. It's not gated. The outdoor pool in the clubhouse also has a fitness center, billiards room, a theater, pickleball, and get-togethers. And you can rent it out right away, unlike most of the 55 plus communities where you have to wait a year or two after you rent it. So if you're looking for an investment, the last place I'm going to show you is Kings Point. It's the only gated community out of the ones that I showed you. That's also the oldest. It was built starting in 1974. There are two parts. There's the west side of Jog Road, which is the older side, and the east side of Jog Road, which is the newer side. Right now we're driving through the Isle of Capri. Pretty much all the buildings are similar. This is considered one of the better sections. The parking is along the street. There's bus stops. They offer bus service. Very big clubhouse with all the amenities you can think of. Indoor pool, restaurant, golf courses, clubs, shows, a hair salon. So there's always plenty to do if you live in Kings Point. They offer cable TV, which is included in the HOA, and other than that, you have to pay for your own internet and water. The HOA is not very low because in older buildings they require constant upkeep, so it's not cheap anymore. On the older part of Kings Point, there are 3 sections with villas, so you don't have an upstairs neighbor. All the buildings have either an elevator built in or a lift, which is attached on the outside of the stairs and goes from first floor to the second floor. There are pools scattered around the community, and the main clubhouse has an indoor pool as well as an outdoor pool. So this concludes our tour for today, and if you're looking for a place to buy in Delray Beach, you can call me, Susan. My information is in the description of this video.